Do have a heat advisory. It goes into effect 11 o'clock this morning. We're going to have heat advisories through Wednesday because we've got a lot of heat and humidity on the way. Today, look at how it will feel this afternoon at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Maybe feeling like the upper 90s in the city. Not bad, but feeling like this model suggests as hot as about 103 in the city this afternoon. That's why the National Weather Service now has heat advisories for the city through the afternoon hours today. Let's look at satellite and radar. Those front from yesterday, all the storms that we had with the flash flooding, that's long gone as a front is pushed through the area. Storms return at the end of the week, but we get a few days where it's just hot and humid with no storms. 78 degrees, the current temperature as you head out right now. It's already warm and muggy, but at 8 a.m. those sunglasses needed. Beautiful sunshine, 80 degrees at lunchtime. We keep the sun and a high already near 90 into the 90s at 4 o'clock, 95, but feeling like it's a little over 100 degrees. At 8 o'clock, very warm evening. Even at 8 o'clock tonight, Matt, it's just under 90. So we've got that heat through the day today.
Nice.
Frightening to be out there when that water is rising. I think the next time that we could be looking at a situation like that could be on Thursday. So we get a few days off of storms before we start to talk about that for the end of the week. So time to rise and shine. We've got a brand new work week we need to do out here today. And this morning it's warm and muggy. At 7 o'clock it's 78. By 10 it's already 84. It's a hot and humid day ahead. At 1 o'clock it's 91. At 4 o'clock we're sitting at 95. We have sunshine today, no storm threat, but it is going to be an issue with the heat and humidity. A heat advisory goes into effect now at 11 o'clock because we bumped up those numbers a little bit. I want to take a look down the shore. If you're starting your week down the shore or trying to plan a couple of days, maybe you want to take off and get down there. Today's a good one. Sunny. It's very warm, 87, but Tuesday and Wednesday it's hot. Now it'll be a lot hotter here in the city, but still it's hot Tuesday and Wednesday at the shore with a high near about 90 degrees. You get some relief from the heat, and they're nice days with sunshine, but it's just going to be hot for you. On Thursday, we're going to track some storms at the shore, especially late in the day, and that'll bring that temperature down to 83. We'll talk about storms on Thursday and Friday in that 7-day forecast here in the city and show you how hot it's going to get here coming up in just a few minutes.
I loved that throwback photo, Karen.
I love it too. I'm thinking in my old photos, I'm pretty sure I have a picture of me and Big Bird. I was a Big Bird fan when I was little, I guess. How is it going to feel out there today? The big story is the heat for the next few days. I'm giving you a few days off of storms, so that's some good news, but we're just going to watch that heat build. So today we're getting there. 97 to 103 is how it's going to feel. Tomorrow and Wednesday, feeling like it's over 100 degrees through the region. So the heat just builds over the next couple days. Satellite and radar showing we had a cold front that moved through. Those storms from yesterday, they're long gone. We stay nice and dry the next couple of days, but the big issue will be for the heat. So let's talk about that hour-by-hour forecast. Head inside a pool today. It's nice, no storms. You've got the heat and you want to try to stay cool. At 8 o'clock, it's 80 degrees. By lunchtime, it's already 89. At 4 o'clock, it's 95. At 6 o'clock, it's 93. Even at 8 o'clock at night, it's 89 degrees. Your UV index is a 9. It doesn't take long to burn. As we look at the smoke particles, it's not a big deal today and even tomorrow, but it looks like Tuesday into Wednesday, especially north of the city, we may have some smoke that's kind of centered over our region from the Canadian wildfires. As far as air quality today, though, it's moderate, both for the ozone and smoke particles, so not as much of an issue today as we saw all over the weekend. The overnight hours were dry, but it's muggy with those temperatures into the 70s overnight. We stay there. The next few overnights are going to be tough for folks who don't have AC. The heat index values tomorrow, they go even hotter. By lunchtime, it feels like the triple digits. At 2 o'clock, 103. This model suggesting maybe as warm as 106 at 4 o'clock is what it feels like tomorrow. So we have a beautiful day with sunshine, but the heat builds even more tomorrow. The thing that will break our heat is this cold front that comes through Wednesday night into Thursday. Thursday's also the day that I'm keeping a close eye on already because I'm concerned about some flash flooding. We're going to have a lot of moisture in the air and some storms working its way through. So on Thursday, some scattered storms. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Heating up again, 95 for your high, feeling hotter than that. The overnight low in the mid 70s. Tomorrow, a heat index of 100 to 105. Same situation on Wednesday. On both days, a good amount of sunshine. Temperatures in the the upper 90s, 98 Tuesday, 97 on Wednesday. Thursday, it's cooler, and we have some scattered storms around, a high of 85 degrees. And we get an area of low pressure develops Thursday night into Friday, so it looks like those storms extend to Friday morning now. But Friday afternoon, we're dry.
Steamed up.
They are, because it's so warm and humid out there. I know I had a tough time this morning in my car, because my car was nice and cool inside, but didn't feel that way outside. In fact, this is the muggy meter out there. It's not looking good for us, guys. This morning, we're at the, it's oppressive with the humidity. And perhaps it drops a little bit in the afternoon, but for the most part, we keep oppressive humidity for the next few days. Beautiful sunshine, though. Look at this shot as we look live at the Ben Franklin Bridge. It's a pretty start to the day. The temperature is currently 78. You can see the moisture in the air. It's way up there, even some patchy fog north of the city. The heat index already showing us it feels like 81. How will it feel later this afternoon? Well, by this afternoon at 5:30, feeling like around 103 in the city. Maybe the upper 90s elsewhere around the region. The National Weather Service put a heat advisory for today, and it lasts till Wednesday night, because we're going to be in this heat for a little while here. So in the Lehigh Valley, sunny, 93. With the flow out of the north, it feels a little better in the Lehigh Valley than it does in the city. So you're waking up and the humidity isn't quite as awful. And then in the city, we're heating up again to the mid 90s, 95. At the shore, it's a nice beach day. Low risk of rip currents, 87 degrees. Sea breeze starts this afternoon. I spent a lot of time this weekend sitting right at the beach. You have to go close to the water to get a break from the heat, but it does feel good there. I just bring my chair right up. I don't care.
That's smart. I was finding that.
Oh my gosh, have an Elmo early on. I'm all about it, and it looks like a lot of fun and a good day to be there at Sesame Place today. I think it's just going to be hot, so be prepared for that, but no storms to worry about. The big deal is how the heat builds. It feels like today between 97 and 103. Tomorrow and Wednesday feeling like it's over 100 degrees to at least 105. So the heat builds over the next couple days. We had a cold front that moved through. Those storms from yesterday, long gone. We've got quiet weather for the next couple of days, but that's just going to allow the heat to build. A good idea to head into the pool today. At 10 o'clock, it's 84. At 2 o'clock, it's 93. At 4 o'clock this afternoon, it's 95 with sunshine and just a couple of patchy clouds. So no storms to worry about today, but we do have that heat. Even 8 o'clock this evening, it's almost 90 degrees. UV index is high. It's a 9. As we look at the smoke particles, we had a big problem with that over the weekend when they were pretty low. You could even smell it. Today's not an issue, but tomorrow into Wednesday, we're still going to have some lingering smoke as we pull down some of the smoke from Canada. So that's going to be an issue for us over the next couple of days. Forecasted overnight lows 76 degrees in the city. If you don't have AC, it's a tough night and a tough few nights ahead. You've got the heat door in the day. It's warm and muggy in the afternoon. As we look at the heat index values tomorrow at lunchtime, feeling like 101, at 2 o'clock, 103, at 4 o'clock, 106. So we have loads of sun all through the day tomorrow, but that heat just builds and it feels even hotter tomorrow. So this is when the heat gets a little dangerous. What breaks that heat is a cold front. It comes through. Maybe you get a couple of storms on Wednesday, but it looks to be more of a slow-moving front on Thursday with a wave of low pressure that just enhances it. Thursday could be the issue for us when we have to deal with some flooding potential from this rain. So kind of keeping an eye on Thursday on the forecast. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day, and you kind of see before then we're dealing with quiet conditions. Heating up again today, 95 for your high. Tomorrow, 98. And on Wednesday, 97. Tomorrow could tie the record of 98, keeping the upper 90s on Wednesday, but both days feeling like the triple digits. And then Thursday, it's cooler with some scattered storms, especially late in the day and into Friday. That holds that high down to about 85. Friday, we start off with some showers. We end with just lots of clouds and a high about 80. Opening the door for a beautiful weekend. High pressure builds in on Saturday and Sunday. Here we're talking the first weekend in August, 81 degrees, nice and comfortable, low humidity. Sunday is sunny and 85 degrees. So keeping comfortable conditions even into early next week. First week in August is looking pretty good. Until then, though, guys, we're dealing with the heat.
All right. It's